Is that throughout the Arab world, calls have been made for the overthrow of despotic leaders to be replaced with democratically elected governments that are truly independent of U.S. or other imperial powers' demands and policies. This cannot be applied in exactly the same way in Palestine because Palestine is still colonized. In principle, Arab states have sovereignty over the land in which they live, though we know in reality this is not the case because of the neoliberal global economic system that suppresses self-reliance and makes them dependent on foreign aid. But in Palestine, the discourse must be expanded to take into account the colonial situation in which they live, and also the large diaspora that lives outside of Palestine, including the refugees that live in the neighboring countries, or Palestinians that live in the Western diaspora of Europe or the Americas, and their need and desire for return. Another trend that we see in Palestine, and not just since the Arab Spring, is the absorption of youth into the NGOization of Palestine. This diverts their attention to service orientation or atomizing our struggle into subtopics or localized initiatives. It does not look at the root of the underdevelopment of Palestine, in other words, through the lens of Zionist colonization. All of these only point to a need to survive and shouldn't be taken as a popular support for any of these entities, i.e. we can't necessarily blame the people for wanting to eat and for going towards those industries or systems that are provided to them to do so. We have to look at it within the context of how they were created and the ways in which we need to support them in order for them to actually have a much more robust struggle. Another trend in which Palestinian youth have also been absorbed are initiatives that divert their attention from creating a coherent strategy for liberation and return, and that is anti-colonial and anti-imperialist in nature, such as the Palestinian National Council elections, the PNC elections. It's a new initiative that's being presented. This also gives Palestinians the facade that we have the appropriate power dynamics in place to actually assert change in our homeland or carry out an effective national liberation strategy that includes Palestinians across the homeland, including in 1948 Palestine, across the Arab world, and in the far diasporas in Europe and the Americas. What is absent from this analysis is a deeper understanding of the mechanisms that must be in place to create the sort of shift in power that will get all of the Palestinians to actually come to the table and develop a strategy that is, one, implementable, feasible, and two, reflective of Palestinian aspirations for return and liberation, and not just representation without any real power or a state. However, on the upside, the Arab Spring has greatly affected Palestinian youth outside of Palestine as well. We saw this with the Nakba and Nexa Day protests in 2011 among Palestinian youth in the neighboring countries of Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon, some of which were maimed and or martyred. As Rami Zureik, an activist that helped to plan the May 15th protests to the southern Lebanese border, Maroun al-Ras, states, he argues, what we saw at Maroun al-Ras is the dawn of a completely new strategy that asserts the right to resistance, dedicated to the future and to the right of return. And so what this tells us is that Palestinians still want to return, that Palestinians are craving for dignity, and that Palestinians are willing to do it.